Hi everyone, it's Kim here and it is Vlogtober, and today I thought it would be fun if we went through all of my postcard designs and I gave you guys like a little tour and I can talk about the designs and what inspired them and that kind of stuff. So there's a couple of different like lines, I call them. I've got my quote line, which is obviously quotes, and then I've got my sketchbook line, which are basically taken directly from my sketchbook and then made into postcards. And then we've got, actually I've got more lines than that now. Those were the original three, with the Potter designs being the third. But now I've also got a D&D line, and yeah, I would say the D&D and Critical Role is kind of like one. So let me start with our most popular designs. This is one of the most popular ones. It says, "Home is wherever I am with you." And you guys might recognize this as a song by, oh my god, just testing my memory, Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, I think. But it's like, "Home is wherever I'm with you," which is really nice. So this I actually drew on a piece of cardboard for a friend, like a cereal back. And it was done in ink and then pen over the top. And I drew this for their sort of housewarming, and I actually crocheted around the edge. So as you can see, and all the postcards just have a very simple back. This paper cutout, "Love is the Answer," which is a Regina Spektor, it's from a Regina Spektor song. So she's like, "I don't know what the question is, but love is the answer," which I really, really like. And that's cut out of magazines, all in one go, kind of a cursive thing. And I actually had this, the original of this, which was like A3, I had it hanging in my dorm room for quite a while. So that one's really popular. And then we've also got the "You've Got to Be Kind to Yourself," which is a quote from a She and Him song. And it's really pretty. So that's just ink on lined paper. And this one was actually a challenge at uni to do, like, if we had to hand in our final project tomorrow, what would we hand in? And this was part of that, is one step at a time, which I've had in the shop. This was also part of the, like, if you had to hand in your project tomorrow, what would it be? This was also part of that. It's done, the typography is done with a pro marker or a Copic pen, and then it's outlined in an ink pen, like a brush ink pen. And this was the first time I really did this type of typography, and I super loved it. Like really, really, really loved it. So, yeah, I'm really happy with this. This was like one of my favorite things I ever did. But anyway, oh, we've also got this one here, which is "You're Great," which, believe it or not, I actually did all those letters individually with watercolor and actually just compiled them together. They were originally going to be a knitting pattern, like a huge chart, but I just really like it as it is, so it ended up in a postcard collection. I'll probably find some more as I go through. I'm not being very organized. This is Vlogtober, guys. Our sketchbook. Oh, and then this is a brand new quote one, which was this year, and it says, "Being a person is hard. That's okay." And that's taken from a vlog that Tessa Violet did, I think in 2016 or 2017. It just really inspired me. And again, I did the original typography is markers and then drawn over with an ink pen. So I think this is a very thin, like a fine liner ink pen, but it's really pretty. I really like that one, and this is the only copy of this that I have left at the moment, so I will definitely have to order some more. I chose this sort of pinky orange color as the background because that's sort of Tessa's hair color at the moment, or when I was drawing it, it was her hair color. And Tessa is a very inspiring musician and vlogger and just human being all around. So I figured, like, if you like Tessa, you'll like this quote, and it's just very inspiring. So, Tessa, thanks for being an inspiration. Okay, from my sketchbook collection, we have the "We Are Made of It," and this was from a children's book that I illustrated a couple of years ago. I'm sorry if the camera is a bit shaky. I'm using a new tripod and it's like one of these weird dangly tripod things. Hold on. Dangly tripod and fan, not the best combo. Anyway, so this was a children's book that I illustrated all about the 4 elements, so water, air, fire, and earth, and this was from the water section, and I just really, really love it. It inspires me to like drink more water and reminds us that we're all kind of, you know, we're just atoms. It is from my ghostly illness project. It's also from my sketchbook. It says I hate living under these rules. These pill packets were codeine, so that's a painkiller that I've taken since I was about 18, and they're addicting, and they're not great for you, and I wish that I didn't have to take them. But so this was when I was getting to grips with living with being, you know, living on painkillers, which I never wanted to do when I was a kid. So it's great for anyone who deals with chronic pain, stuff like that. And I just painted the whole thing with acrylic paint, I think, and then scratched it in onto the paper. So that's that one. Obviously very close to my heart. This one is a collage that I did in my sketchbook a million years ago. It says I want to be okay on my own, and this was when I broke up with my like long-term boyfriend, like my high school sweetheart kind of thing, and I didn't know how to be on my own, and I was 19 and alone in London, and I wanted to be the kind of person that liked their own company, and here I am at 26 and I actually prefer my own company to other people. So it's weird to look back on this, but it's really nice. So that's basically a picture of a small child in a blanket and like a crocheted hat, and then it's got like a Girl Scout badge over her face. So it's about being independent and setting your own goals and learning to be your own person. The background is watercolored onto graph paper as well. So I really like this one, and I didn't really think it was going to be popular, but yeah, again, this is our last copy. We got them like a million years ago, but I think I'll probably reprint them. So, aw, baby Kim. It's do not rush, do not stall, and which is from the Low Anthem, and it's kind of a mantra that I try and remember. So it's like everything in moderation. So don't rush, but don't become stagnant. Yeah, so again, it's not one of our most popular, but it's a quote that I super relate to, and that's watercolor, I believe, and ink on watercolor paper. We've got our Robin Hood set. So these are little archery medals, which I made in monoprinted, I think is the right word. I'm not sure, but I basically made these. It's like an etching, but you make the physical object and then print it. I did a printmaking course, and I just loved exploring this media. I wanted to make like faked artifacts from the Robin Hood story. So this was one of them with the archery medals. Let me find the other ones because they're kind of cool. This one here is a little bit of fabric that I sewn to make it look like it's part of a garment, and that is etched in here as part of a villager's sleeve, which I thought was kind of cool. And I like the colors on it, of course. And then this one here is an actual etching, and it's feathers from an outlaw's cap, which I thought was quite nice. And so it's just etched in there. It's very simple, but that one's probably the most popular of the Red Robin Hood series. And then the last one of the Robin Hood series is this one here. Again, the same sort of thing, and it says, pieces of garments thought to have been stolen and traded for food by Robin after the Crusades. And I thought that was like a really nice, there's like a little scrap of lace and a little bit of fabric and with lace trim over here. So I mean, even back in the day when I did this printmaking course, I was really interested in the idea of like adventuring and artifacts from these times. So anyway, they're all fake artifacts, obviously. I just made them, but I really like it. Okay, so then we get some more sketchbook stuff. This one here is a drawing of a quilt that we have that I love. It's just pen on paper. It's really nice. And then quilts are obviously really important to me because my mom's a quilter and we've always had them. And then this one here is also another drawing of a quilt, pen on paper. Yeah, I really like them. Again, they were just like sketchbook drawings, just like warm-ups, but they ended up being really nice. So these ones are ones that I've reordered over and over and over again. People love them. Here's a sketchbook one that you can actually see the sketchbook in. So this is a photograph of the sketchbook. And this is a drawing of my teddy bear and the quilt. These were comfort items. And yeah, I really like this one. There's something just really aesthetically pleasing about it. Oh, I've got some florals, which again, lifted straight from my sketchbook. These were done with markers. I was actually trying to recreate some paint by numbers, I think, but they're super pretty. I like those. And then we've got some watercolors. These are some skulls that I was drawing from reference at the Horniman Museum in London. And this was kind of a breakthrough moment for me when I realized sort of the type of watercolor style that I really like doing. So this was a special moment for me, but it's also just like a really pretty drawing. But this one here is a watercolor of a parrot. And originally this parrot was from a project about Lord Byron and all of the pets that he kept. I love this sort of different colors in this, and people really like the animal drawings, which makes sense. Here is a one lifted from my sketchbook, and it says, "And forget all your troubles," and it was this sort of automatic drawing that I was doing with my friend Sam while he was playing guitar and relaxing one afternoon. And this was me just like listening to the music and getting swept away, and me trying to draw his face and failing multiple times. But I love that sort of multiple exposure look to it and all the different colors. It's a happy little drawing for me. We've got another picture of a sketchbook drawing, which is pen on paper, and it's this sort of unfinished house. This was made during that Robin Hood series. This was actually a woodcut print of an arrow, obviously, and I did it on brown paper, which is kind of unconventional. Like, everyone was like, "What are you doing?" But I really liked it, and like even the little details here of the like etchings into the side remind me of adventuring, and the woodcut in the background kind of makes it look like it's flying through the air, which I like, but it's still got that sort of artifact, like evidence board kind of look to it, which I really like. I've got a couple of drawings of records, which I did as part of a project called 100 Ends, where I drew lots of ends of things, and I really like these. These are not so popular, I think, because I don't know why, but they're just not as like accessible. Like, there's no, I don't know, I really like them, but they don't sell very well. But these are some really good records. This is Louis Armstrong, and this is Tommy from The Who, which are two of my favorite records. So I've got a couple of knitting ones. So this is obviously a picture of a knitted colorwork swatch with different trees on it, which is really nice. This one goes great at Christmas time. And then we've also got sort of my signature arrow piece here, which is a knitted swatch that I made of a bunch of different arrows. It was part of a project where we had a big sketchbook, and we had to try and draw as many different kinds of types of things. So there would be like, draw, you know, 30 different bicycles, draw 30 different types of arrows, and it was just a way for us to explore the idea that there are many different ways to draw things. And then I made a big chart out of it, and it's super tiny. I don't know if you can tell, it's smaller than 4-ply that I knitted this up in, but I really love it. I have one little extra to show you, which are my sort of banner series that I made last year at this time. It's basically an empowering banner. This one says "badass bitch" on it, and so I hand drew all the banners and then added in the text with this sort of hand-drawn font at the end on Photoshop, and they have a sort of washy, watery color background. I love these. They're very empowering. We've got "badass bitch," we've got "bossy," which I like, obviously. We've got "babe" with this sort of turquoisey teal background. We've got "babe" with a pink background. And last but not least, we have "queen" with a purple background. Now, I feel like all of these are very empowering and awesome. I think that's about it for everything that I have at the moment that's not nerd related. So most of these designs you can find on a pin badge as well. So I will see you later. Thanks for watching, guys. Mwah!